surely telling the public that somebody had been abducted and parts were found at the top of a 100-foot tree or something would be
not happening.
Something they'd keep a lot more secret than they would a normal serial killer or something of that sort, right?
Well, yes, but there is one more part to that.
Sure.
Another reason you would keep a case open would be some of the reasons you would keep a case open would be toxicology wasn't right, or a witness came forward and said something quite contrary to the whole investigation, or it's a homicide investigation.
Well, you'd think it'd be case closed the moment the toxicology came back and said cocaine overdose. That's
exactly right.
Should have been it.
That's
right?
Exactly right. So either the Point Township Police have something else they're working on, or they're looking at some other type of charge, or maybe there's other people involved that they don't want to make known, or that we're not going to know about until it's done.
This is what Barack Obama...
It's the only reason they would keep a case open. I mean, once the toxicology would come back and say, like the gentleman died after getting hit on the head with a hammer. Okay, that's it. It's done. The case is closed. And this case is not closed. This is an open case.
Well, of course, murder cases stay open forever, virtually.
Right, exactly.
Until somebody's caught, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And in this case, we don't know that that's a fact. I mean, this case is like one of those conundrums wrapped up in an enigma, in a mystery. So much stuff comes forward, and then when you check it out, it's non-existent.
Okay, let me take you in another direction for a second. I want to know, in the United States or in the world, if you have the figures, mm-hmm. I know that thousands and tens of thousands of people, I guess, disappear every year. They just disappear. Now, obviously, some run away to South America or some island or something in the Pacific or whatever. Obviously, even perhaps a large percentage. But a lot of people just disappear and they're never, ever heard from again. What kind of numbers are we talking about?
The last check I did with the National Crime Reporting System, which is where all police departments report to the FBI every year on all the cases that have everything from bicycle theft to murder, slaughters of any type, accidents, missing persons. When I did the research on that, about 95% of the people that go missing are found, and those are your runaways, mostly teenagers. They compose the biggest number. Then you have the spousal abuse, and you have drug abuse. You have old age folks just walking off into the woods and down into the valleys, and there's a whole number. But there's like 95% of that number of about 250,000 are found. Those are cases that are closed as found.
250,000 a year. That's in the U.S.?
Yeah, only in the U.S. We couldn't get any numbers outside the U.S. because most of the countries don't keep any numbers. If 50 people walk off in Africa, that's 50 people that just walked off.
Right.
But it still left that 5%, which was about 30,000. So if you take that 30,000, times the 10-year period that I looked at, it's quite a bit of people, and that's
a lot of people. But you're not on a cell phone, are you?
No.
Okay. 250,000, 95% or 5% of that 250,000 is still a lot of people, and those people are simply never found.
Never found, gone.
Mm-hmm.
Men, women, children of all ages, all backgrounds, from judges to street cleaners. I mean, it's just they just seem to disappear off the face of the earth. And it seems to be a phenomenon that is only in the Western countries. Like they keep numbers, of course, in England and Germany, France. But when you get to the smaller countries, or larger countries that don't keep those numbers, like Africa and the Middle East, the numbers are phenomenal. And if you just add another 5 years onto them, you're talking about quite a few people.
Yeah, you're talking about a lot of people.
And where are they? I mean, I can see a lot of them, a lot of people found, and I understand what they're saying with, the teenage runaways and spousal abuse and drunks and all that kind of stuff. But that 5%, they don't have an answer for. Nobody can find an answer for, but they're gone.
Well, it seems to me, Butch, that if you're an alien, let's just project here. If you're an alien, you want to abduct a human being, the last thing you'd want to do is return the human being in a mutilated form, or any other form for that matter, so that they could tell their story, or so that there could be a forensic examination of the body, and we could all begin wondering. So you would think, if they're going to take human beings, why not keep them and deposit them either in space or on the moon or wherever in the world, but you wouldn't put them back, would you?
No. I think our little gray brethren from outer space are a little bit more malevolent than they are benevolent.
Well,
there's only one really...
Where I was going, remember I told you I had a thing about disinformation?
Yeah.
Okay, this one is from Vince. Vince says, I strongly suspect your guest to be disinformation. Please don't let CIA assets make their way onto your show to make the public afraid of aliens. Abductions and mutilations are intelligence operations using electromagnetic technologies. All right, so what he's afraid of is that what you have to say, Butch, is going to scare people, as well it should, and that is disinformation. He wants aliens thought of as warm, fuzzy, little, I don't know.
Well,
warm.
If that's the disinformation that I'm supposed to be shelling out for the CIA, then I'll stand by that. But there is one case out of all these cases that we've found that is so well documented that I had a family physician look at it. I've had other investigators look at it, and it's probably the best investigated case of mutilation that has ever come across, and it happened in Brazil.
All right, we're going to get to that. We're at another break point here. I'll say it again. It seems to me that if there are abductions, and I think clearly there are abductions and mutilations, the last thing you'd want to do is return the body. So in the cases where bodies are returned or found, I would think that would be a mistake, because if you're an alien, you have a craft, you can go anywhere you want, there's no need to return the body and cause a lot of suspicion and angst, no reason at all. You simply keep it, and as the police say, find a dump site not on Earth.
Take Coast to Coast with you on your iPhone. Get the latest headlines, listen to the show, and play the exclusive